BionicDance is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Here's a challenge I've been asked to respond to. People say, you don't need religions to have morals. If you can't determine right from wrong, then you lack empathy, not religion. Now, to be fair, there is some truth to what this person is saying, right? I mean, someone without any religious convictions can certainly have morals, right?
Whoa, that's a first. A theist actually admitting that someone can have morality without God? That's actually rather refreshing. Okay, let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers, BionicDance here. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you probably recognize this guy, and you know he's usually a complete chowderhead. So hearing him admit that morality can exist without God is rather mind-blowing. But don't worry, he'll go off the rails before long. But hey, at least he says this much about atheists.
They can have a set of rights and wrongs that they live by. They can abstain from lying. They can feed the poor. They can do good or evil, right? I'll give them that. But there's at least two problems with this claim. The first is this. It's simply the fact that this challenge is a straw man, meaning it misrepresents at least the Christian claim.
It might misrepresent what he thinks the Christian claim is, but there are plenty of Christians out there who say exactly what he says is being misrepresented. Observe.
Christians, for example, are not claiming that non-religious people don't or can't have morals.
Yes, they are. I'm glad he's not. But he's the exception, not the rule. We're told all the time that without God, morality has nowhere to come from, that without God, we're all horrible people. We're even told that we do get our morality from God, even if we don't believe in him. Like I said, it's great that Alan here has gotten past that bullshit, but unfortunately, he's the minority on this one.
The real question is, how does a person who doesn't believe in God provide a foundation for objective morality?
They don't. Objective morality does not and cannot exist. All rules, whether it's a board game or codes of behavior, are created by people, by minds, and are subject to whim and perception, and are therefore subjective. And even if these rules come from a god, they're still based on opinions about which behaviors are proper or aren't. Objective morality does not exist.
This, of course, leads me to the second problem with this claim. That is, if morals are just a human invention created by each individual or even by each society, then it's impossible that morals are objective.
Like I said, but this is only a problem if you think we need objective morality, or if you're somehow owed objective morals. One thing I notice from religious people is a need for certainty, that there are rules you cannot dispute, that the guilty will be punished, that you can know where everything came from. They can't seem to live in a universe that's messy, unpredictable, dangerous, one where we're all on our own. You hear the plea in his voice when he says that this is a problem.
Then it's impossible that morals are objective.
There is a definite, it's not fair quality to it.
And by objective morals, I mean something is right or wrong independent of whether anyone believes it or not. For example, slavery is objectively wrong. That means owning slaves is wrong even when society believed it was right and passed laws to protect the right to own slaves.
Someone please explain to me why slavery is inevitably their go-to when talking about morality. It makes no sense given how many Bible verses there are where God is so totally okay with keeping people as slaves. By Alan's own standards, slavery is objectively good because God said so. But no matter how much it sucks, slavery is not objectively wrong. And it's a damn good thing that some of us, I'd like to think most of us, have empathy enough to think it's wrong and to want to prevent it. And we don't need objective anything to feel this way. We just have to know how much we'd hate it happening to ourselves enough to not want it to happen to others. No God required.
But if there's no God, how is it possible that slavery is objectively wrong? All you can say is, I think slavery is wrong, or society says slavery is wrong. But if you change your mind, or society changes their mind, then slavery can become a moral good.
And again, it's obvious that he thinks that this objective morality must exist, that it's impossible that it doesn't. I'm convinced that when people say that they believe in a God, a large chunk of that is them saying that they believe in a universe that isn't terrifying, one where they're protected. God is a teddy bear, a binky, a security blanket that they need to have in order to face life. And that's fine. Hell, I've still got my Howie. I wouldn't be arguing with them if it weren't for these objective morals intruding upon my life in unwelcome ways, when they become not merely for protection, but used as license for being complete assholes to other people.
So going back to the original challenge, where they say you don't need a religion to have morals, if you can't determine right from wrong, then you lack empathy, not religion. Well, if by morals they mean moral relativism, then I agree with them. You don't need religion for moral relativism. But then their view says that nothing is inherently wrong. It's just wrong because society says so at the time, and that hardly demonstrates empathy.
Oh, quite the opposite. If you only think something is wrong because your God has said so, where's the empathy? Where is the understanding of what other people are going through? You're just following the rules. You're not justifying them. It takes empathy to create a moral system that isn't used to hurt other people. And you're not always guaranteed one of those. Sometimes life sucks and things happen that we don't like this video ending and the world being once again denied the beauty and joy of my glowing presence. But fear not, fellow space travelers, for I shall return. Until then, don't run on automatic. Instead, please, think. Droids don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when their videos aren't rated. Bionic dances are known to do that.